this morning I got a rejection letter in my email box. It was basically a company saying they didn't really think they should give me a product for my next build. And I thought, hang on a minute, I haven't had one of those for a while. No, you don't want to donate a product for my next hero truck build? What's the matter with you? Was my immediate reaction, because I've had enormous success in, of course, preparing for the new build, which is about to happen. And I suddenly thought, there was a time when you had a lot of these. And there are a lot of influencers right now, influencers that get a lot of these on a daily basis. And I thought, I need to do something for the product developers, importers, resellers. How do you decide on the right influencers to give your products to, and if you should actually give them to influencers at all?
I'm Andrew St. Pierre White, and I'm a global adventure travel filmmaker. Follow along as I share my hard-learned lessons in storytelling, videography and photography.
The most common mistake made by companies handing out products to influencers, they look at the subscribers numbers. The subscriber number, what that does, what that demonstrates, is it shows the history of the channel. It says, since you started, you have had that many people interested enough in your channel to click the little button. It says very little, in fact nothing, about what is happening now and what is going to happen next week and next month. So you, as a product provider considering giving product, you'll look at that number and you'll make judgment, and you'll make an incorrect judgment. What you need to do, you need to look at viewer time. The amount of time people are spending watching that channel's videos. Because that is the actual now influence of that channel. And probably the best place to find that is a website called Social Blade. The link is below. Well, the link to Social Blade on my channel is below. You can type in any channel you want and it'll give you all of that information. Okay, that's the first thing. You, as a manufacturer, don't know if that influencer is going to be friendly to your product or unfriendly to your product. That's a risk you have to take. I believe that shows that do paid product placements are losing ground massively with the influence they have over their audience. Because we are intelligent people. The people that watch these videos, we're intelligent. We know the difference. So the moment it's a paid product placement where all of the superlatives under the sun are used to describe a product, how do you know, as a viewer now, whether that's the opinion of the presenter or the opinion of the product manufacturer? How do you know? You don't. But you can guess, and you can guess by the reputation of that show, program, channel. All right. I cannot point fingers at anybody because some do it more than others. It's a difficult call. But those channels that don't do paid advertorials at all, my channel is one of them. I've chosen this route. It is a more difficult route long term. I'd say is it more difficult? Look, getting sponsors is not easy either, so I'm probably jumping ahead of myself. It's a different way of doing this. But to get value out of a product placement, take it and look for those personalities that basically shun paid advertorials and paid sponsorships. Now, there's a difference between paid product sponsorships and a sponsored channel. it's quite a distinct difference. For example, some channels will have a logo on the banner of their video or a sticker on the side of the car, but they don't use their products at all. Or don't necessarily talk about their products, or don't, that's different. That is different, because that's a company that's saying, we want to be associated with that guy, with that, what he's doing. We want to be part of that. You don't have to use our fuel or use our torches or use our fridges. It'd be nice if you did, but that's not the primary reason we're supporting the channel. We're supporting the channel because we want to be associated with that particular person or group of people. That's fantastic, because those channels that do that don't need to suck up to product manufacturers and sing the praises of products. But here's the difficult thing. Somebody gives them a torch or a fridge or a battery charger, and it's really good. I mean, jeepers, it's good. Oops. Now the person doing paid product placements, when he actually thinks it's brilliant and actually says it's brilliant, all the value of what he really thinks, gone. There is no more value. The channel has erased that value by doing product placements. So what those channels have to do is they have to do quite a lot of product placements. I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking them. Because if it wasn't for them doing it that way, we wouldn't get their shows either. And we want their shows. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's a different way. So you can pay for a product placement, but it's going to cost you big bucks. Or you're going to give away the product, and it's just going to cost you the cost of the product. You can no longer sell, so that's the equivalent. No longer sell at retail, that's the equivalent that you would have got had you sold at retail, or wholesale I should say, whatever, and that's the value to you. That's your cost out of your pocket to you. Here again is a reason for giving it away. If you're giving it away to an influencer that is regarded as neutral and not bought, then you have to ask that influencer some very specific questions. These are the questions you should ask. When you expected to release the video, please don't ask them how many minutes. No, that's like how big a advert in a magazine. This is not what this is. The moment you ask how many minutes is, I could talk about a fridge for 20 minutes and it would bore the bejeebers off the audience, and it would have the opposite effect. The exact opposite effect that you want. You as a manufacturer this is what you want. You want to make sure that your product is seen. Okay, when will it be seen? Okay, where will it be seen? It's going to be seen in our new Hero truck. How long do we have the opportunity of it being seen? Well, we're going to keep it in our Hero truck for probably 2 years. And it'll be part of the show. Part of the show. What does that mean? What does that mean, part of the show? Will we have additional opportunities over those 2 years to get exposure for the product? Those are the 4 questions you need to ask. It's amount, numbers of exposures, not screen time. It's like the watch time. The watch time is telling you how many people and for how long are they actually watching the show. YouTube is one of these things where you watch the show, and you can so easily be distracted by something else. YouTube is like that. It's like it's very, very much in your face type viewing. TV is you lean back and you watch a show. YouTube's not like that. YouTube is very much lean forward in your face. Hopefully, and you cannot dictate this to the influencer, I want my product to be in the first 50%. It wouldn't be a bad thing to ask for. It's an impossible thing to demand, because if somebody demanded that of me, I'd say, I'm sorry, you don't have control over content. If you say yes to everybody, you will have absolutely no idea if this is effective or not. Because all you need to do is to give a couple to influencers that have very little reach, very little viewer time, very little trust. It's a huge issue. Very little trust. Oh, look at this fridge. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And lots of big close-ups of the logo and of the brand name. And it's this model name. And it's fantastic. And it's wonderful. And we absolutely love it. And we want to make everybody sick because it's so obviously just paid. However, here's a to the influencers out there. To the influencers out there. Okay, this part is for you. I am very grateful for the companies that have in the past trusted me enough to give me kit. And I still am today. And I'm what you would call a fairly big cheese in this little pond. Okay, I have a lot of influence over a big market. I wasn't always like that. I had a lot of rejections, as I said earlier. But to the influencers, if you get a yes sir, we will give you this fridge, you respect the fact that it did cost them money. I've heard, oh, it didn't cost them anything. It did. What was the retail price of that fridge? $1,600. What was the wholesale? $1,200. They gave you $1,200. It's not, you have to know that's the value of what you got. I need to give that value back and more. Okay, forgive me if I'm ranting. The reason why I'm ranting is that it's making life difficult for the influencers that are really doing great things. They are the ones getting the new products out there. How does Quick Pitch just launched a unbelievably clever pieces of equipment. How are they going to get it out there and show it to the public? Two things. Trade shows, social media. That's it. That's it. What else? What else can they do? There's nothing else they can do. So they spread their social media net very, very wide. Careful not to spread it too wide. And the reason why I say that is, you give your product to an influencer that doesn't respect the fact that it has actually cost you money. And if you, for example, say, oh, I've got a fridge that we're launching and I'm going to put aside 5 for social media this year, that's a good number. That's going to get you somewhere. If that doesn't get you anywhere, you are giving it to the wrong people. Okay, how do you discern the right people to give it to? The influencers that have high watch times. We've said that before. But those influencers, if you're a small influencer and you're good at sales pitch and somebody gives you that fridge, that $1,200, that's what it is to them, okay? You must make sure that you give them value. How do you give them value? I am not saying for one instant that you go on and on and on and on and on praising this product because you're thinking in the back of your head, this is $1,200, I've got to make it. No. Use it often. Do a review on it. Put it in, for example, put it in the vehicle. Show it. We've chosen this. You have chosen it, haven't you? You were the one that went to, hopefully, gone to the manufacturer and said, we really like this new fridge of yours. This is what we're going to do. Yeah, sure. Okay. We'll trust you. Thank you for your trust. They've trusted you. Put it in the vehicle. Get a shot of it, put it in the vehicle. Like this. 3 months down the line, maybe do some camp around shots and make sure you just get it in the back of the frame. So it's, there. And then in 6 months time or 8 months time, long-term test, Engel MT60, blah, 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 and do a long-term test on it. And then leave it in the car and continue using it. But here's the thing. When you release an Instagram pic, when you release a YouTube video, when you release a Facebook, whatever, tell the person that you gave the fridge to and send them links. You know why magazine adverts still work for a lot of companies that with products. Sure, they do affect sales, of course, otherwise they wouldn't do it at all. But the biggest single reward for an advertisement, and this sounds a bit, I don't know, prosaic, is that the right word? Maybe. The biggest reward for somebody who's still advertising in a magazine is they open the page and they go, oh, what, that's beautiful, what a beautiful ad, because or the advertising agency or whatever have put a lot of effort into this beautiful double page spread. Oh, it's beautiful, sure. And they feel good. And that cost them $15,000. Wonderful, good, good. Will they get sales from that? Sure, of course they would. Will they get a lot of sales out of that? Well, I suppose in some magazines, yes. Generally speaking, no, because, well, how do I know that? I know that because magazines around the world are closing their doors. Lots of magazines, particularly niche interest magazines. And we, for Drive Adventure Travel, this is a niche interest. So lots of magazines. So I congratulate those magazines that are still running in this genre. Man, well done, hey? Because your magazines are a cut above everybody else's. What are the future for those magazines? I guess it's reasonably good if you keep the quality up. Because, as we know, on YouTube, the quality ranges from awful to really very good. So, you know, magazines these days, most of the poor magazines are slowly but surely closing their doors. So there is still a place for magazine advertising. Don't discount it completely. But I'm saying the real power, for example, Quick Pitch, they do not have the money to throw into a magazine. And they know. They give away a few tents and a few awnings, which would be the cost of one page in a magazine, or maybe 2 pages in a magazine. The magazine after 1 month is closed, and that's it. YouTube doesn't close its doors. The YouTube videos that I did years ago, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, are still being watched and commented on today. Even products that are no longer exist. Companies that no longer exist. People are saying, where can I get this? Okay, so know that influence that the influencer is giving you on YouTube is going to last decades. Wow, that's powerful and valuable. So, to sum up, when choosing an influencer to use, viewer, not subscribers, that's the first guide maybe, but that's not that important. Viewer time, okay? Do they do paid, and how is you have to get a gist of what they're doing. How are their trust levels doing? More difficult to discern. The higher, the better, obviously. And be careful of giving to, I don't want to say this because we were all small influencers in our day, and now we might be big, so it's much easier to get kit. But as I said earlier in the introduction, I received a rejection letter. I'm now building my big Australia dream tourer, and I've had yes, everybody just saying yes, because they know, they understand that, you know, the channel's pretty powerful, and I don't do paid, and the trust level is very, very high, so that's a good place to be. But he said no, because he doesn't know the channel very well. So I now have to convince him that this channel, my channel, is better than everybody's, okay? Well, it's one of the good ones, I can tell you that. Whether it's better than everybody's, I'm not saying that for an instance. It's probably not. It's a good one, okay? So here, how does he decide whether to give me one or not? Now, in my book, I rate pretty highly. But how do I convince him? I could use exactly the same tactics as somebody who's actually really not very good at all. I'm not going to try and convince him. I am not going to try and convince him at all. What I'm going to do is going to send him 3 email addresses of people that I've worked with in the past. Not people who are working on this project, people who have worked on past projects, and say to him, if you're in doubt, ask him. And if he says no, say thank you very much for your attention. I'm going to be in touch with you on a next build. And that's what I've done with this particular build. I have actually gone back to a few people that said, no, on the build we did in 2017, and they have said, you betcha. Okay, because it was a product that I chose. There were even some products that I purchased because I wanted that product. I wasn't going to take an alternative. I want that. So I went and bought it with my own Mini. Good, now I don't have to. Yippee. So I'm moving forward. Don't forget the little guy. Okay, however, the little guy, if you're a little guy, you don't forget those that support you, because the moment you forget and neglect the people that support you and you don't honor their trust in you with valuable, genuine appreciation of the product, we all lose. Everybody loses. And you need to have the guts to be able to say, I don't like this fridge after all. It's awful. Okay, big problem. Do I do a review on it? No. If you were given the fridge and you honestly think it's absolutely terrible, then you don't do a review on it. You were given it. You return it. And you say, thank you very much, and you walk away. You might talk about it. You might say, I tried that fridge, didn't like. That's fine. Don't do a review on it. That's taking a cheap shot, and that's not fair. Okay. If you bought a product and you decide it's terrible, well, fine, do a video on it. There's nothing stopping you. There's absolutely nothing stopping you at all. But if that person gave you their trust, it does mean that the review will be largely positive. It does not mean that you have to sing its praises to the sky. No, because the moment you do that, people see through it and they say, well, must be bought. And those people now watching, now this is for viewers, if you've been watching, and if you're still watching this video at this very moment, if you're watching a video and you see somebody saying, I really like this product, do not assume immediately that they have been paid to say that. B, if they say, I really like this product, do not assume just because they were donated the product, that you now have to like it. Okay, when products, I get 5 emails a day from companies saying, please, will you review this product? And I actually say, no thanks, I'm not interested. To most of them, lots of torches in head, lots of them. Anyway, I said, I'm not interested. Thank you very much, not interested. If you get a product and you get it given to you, while you are not bound to say anything specific about that product, be sensitive to the people that have entrusted you, especially if you asked them for the product. Okay, just say nothing. Well, that's what I do anyway. I just say nothing. Because in everything there is a balance. You are balancing trust that they've placed in you because you have asked them for a product and they've given it to you for nothing. They must get something in return. If it's so bad that you would never think of using it yourself, and you return it, just give it back to them and say, we've decided not to. You don't have to give a reason. Why would you have to? We've decided not to do the review. Thank you so much. Okay, but when you actually do the review, don't be worried about if there is a fundamental thing and then it's quite important that you don't like, and etc. Be honest. Honesty is everything. Honesty gains trust. Without honesty, your channel will never ever get a high, a trustful audience. So you have to be honest. So it's a balancing act. And in my view, if it's largely negative, don't do the review at all and return the product. But the great part about it is, if you decide on a particular product and you go, hopefully you're going to them because you have specifically seen something in that product that you really particularly like, and you're hoping it's going to meet your expectations and that you would buy it anyway. And then you can be honest about it, and then you can leave it in your vehicle or whatever, keep using it and have it used on your show regularly. And here's the key, and here's the bottom line. Influencers always deliver more than you promise and always make sure that those people that have entrusted you get to know that you've done a post, a video, whatever. Just keep every now and again, send them an email. Hi, new email, the new video went up. Keep doing that. They love it. They respect you for it. And then the next project you have, and when you go back to them, they'll give you a product again. And when somebody goes and asks them, how did you do when you gave that guy this that fridge? I quite like his channel. He's asked me for a blah, 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 blah. Should I give him one? I'm not sure. I mean, what do you think? No, it was good. It was good. It was good. And one of the measures of whether it was good or not is not necessarily product sales, because they don't know where the product sales come from. It's immeasurable. Is that you've given them good content and good feedback, and you have good viewer numbers. I hope that helps to, well, whatever you're looking for when you click the button to watch this video. Thank you for watching.